What up, folks? I'm back once again doing another video game review, and this time I'm reviewing NBA Jam. Now, originally it was released in the arcades back in '93, but like around a year later or so after, it was ported to the. It was made by the arcade was made by Midway, and it was later ported like a year later to um, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Amiga, PC, Nintendo Game Boy, pretty much Sega Game Gear, Sega CD. Now, how the Midway pretty much hired Acclaim to do these ports, but I would say the most popular ports were the Super Nintendo version and the Sega Genesis version. And for this review, I'm just going to stick with the Super Nintendo version. And it's pretty much a two-on-two basketball game with licensed NBA licensed teams, which were 27 at the time that NBA Jam came out, which was 1993, and NBA Jam was pretty much inspired by another game that Midway produced with arch rivals, and which was also a two-on-two basketball game that was pretty exaggerated, and that's the same issue with I don't consider it an issue. It's the same. NBA Jam has the same premise as Arch Rival, so it was inspired. So NBA Jam was inspired by Arch Rival, and it NBA Jam don't have all of the rules from the NBA, with the exception of goaltending and the 24-second shot clock. You know, in each quarter it has a 3 limit time. It lasts like 3 minutes. You know, so you're not gonna be scoring like 20, like 30, 40 points per quarter, but usually it'd be like tied at 15-15 or 17-20, depending on who you got, you know. So when you pick your teams, they'll show you the two players that you're gonna use, and then you're gonna use them during the entire game that you're playing. And it's and the players are from the starting lineup of each of the teams from the 1993 season too. So like with the Detroit Pistons, they'll show you Bill Laimbeer and Isaiah Thomas. The Utah Jazz, you pretty much talking about Karl Malone, John Stockton, and stuff. These are like some examples of what you can expect from the teams when you pick them. Plus, if a particular player hit 3 shots in a row, he'll be on fire. It's like you'll hear the announcer say, "He's on fire," and they will stop if the other team scores, or if the player who's on fire makes four straight baskets in a row after he's on fire. And it has pretty much the same strengths and weaknesses as their real life counterparts. Plus, and if a player dunks, you'll hear the announcer say "boom shakalaka." It's pretty much hilarious, you know. So it's a lot of good things about this game. As far as the graphics and the design of the game, it is pretty good. And the best part about the graphics, in my opinion, are the color palettes and the sprites. Now, as far as the gameplay is concerned, it's pretty good, but you're not gonna be throwing punches like you would in arch rivals. And the soundtrack is pretty good. It's just that you just won't hear any music while you're playing the game between after you pick the teams. It would have been nice for them to have some music in the game in while you're playing against the team, against another team, you know. Even though the premise of NBA Jam is pretty much silly and over exaggerated, but it's pretty much the charm of the game, and it was executed very well. Um, and I would pretty much recommend this game to any gamer who likes retro gaming and all that. As far as the score is concerned, I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10. So it is pretty good. Another thing that I didn't mention earlier in the video in this video is that none of the none of the arenas, none of the NBA arenas are not in this game. I mean, pretty much it's not that big of a deal for anybody who likes this game, even if they're not into the NBA, don't watch any NBA games, you know. So it's like water under the bridge. It ain't that big of a deal, you know. Now, with that being said, if you like NBA Jam, whether it's the arcade version, Super Nintendo, or Genesis version, or whatever the case may be, you can mention it in the comment section of this video. If it happen to be your favorite sports title of all time, you can mention it too. If you like this particular video review, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. Uh, Share it on Facebook or Twitter, whatever your choice one, you know. And don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 signing off.